Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Sailor Nation Sports. We're back on the air. It's Friday, and it doesn't get any better than this, than watching girls lacrosse here at Mona Shores. And we got a bunch of different people here that I got to introduce to, because the Godfather himself, he's going to be running around here with his little cell phone doing whatever he's going to do. But we've got Joe Kanukin. He's the Godfather. He's going to be down on the track and on the field bringing us some great shots. Cone Holman's going to be running the board and chatting a little bit. We got a young lady here. That's Gabby, what grade are you in, honey?
I'm a senior.
Gabby Vasquez is going to be joining us doing color commentary because she basically knows the sport better than all of us combined. Up in the box in the crow's nest, the best in the business is Kim and Kodas. Have I left anybody out? I don't think so. I think we're all good. Oh, there is one, isn't there? Yes, we always forget. No, I love him, Derek. Cohen Holman is going to be with us running the board. I mentioned that already, that he was running the board.
Yeah, he mentioned that.
See? Yeah, that's all right, hush. All right, so it's girls lacrosse, and the reason we have Gabby here is Gabby knows a great deal. Gabby's helped us out last year in the past, and we thought it would be the best to join us. So, Gabby, thank you, number one, for helping us out.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks.
So what are we going to see today here, Gabby, down on the field?
I think it's a good matchup. Both teams lost some seniors last year. I think that they're both young teams and that they can both be super competitive. It's probably going to be hard working against the win. I don't think that the win's on their side today, but you just got to work through those things.
Yeah, we got about 45 seconds left. And, Cohen, what do you got here for me, buddy? Do you know some of the kids down here? Some are our girls?
Yeah, I know most of the team. The younger players on the team I'm not familiar with.
Sure.
But, and some of the players that are from the other schools in the coalition I don't necessarily know. But I know there's some strong talent on this team. They've had struggles early on. They're 1-4 so far. They just got their first win against Lowell earlier this week, so they might be able to ride that and keep improving. There's some new players, but overall, I think they just need to start gelling as a team, and I think they have a real shot.
Yeah, now I was looking, I counted roughly basically around 22, 24 players. You two were sharing with me that you can bring up some players, so fill us in what's going on with bringing them up and why.
Yeah, so you get a certain amount of games that you can play per year. So the JV game got canceled tonight. I'm not sure what was up with that, but
it's cold.
A couple freshmen got pulled up. I think they're very impactful players, but it won't affect their games for JV throughout the year because it'll just add on to the amount of games. I think you get 18. I think the JV plays 14 games this year. So.
Yeah. Okay. Question for you: in football, we have what's called the fifth quarter rule.
Yeah.
Is that something similar they have here with girls lacrosse and boys lacrosse? Do you know? So let's just say.
Is the fifth quarter like an overtime almost?
Well, it's they can play an extra quarter in the varsity
I know what you're talking about.
So let's just say a freshman girl or a JV girl plays in the game, and then the varsity is the next day. Is she able to play in that varsity game as well?
Yeah, so you get a certain amount of games that you're allowed to play a week, too. So I think it's 3 or 4 games you're allowed to play a week. So, yeah, that does apply.
Okay.
So, if a JV player, for instance, if there's a play day on, a Saturday, and they had, the 2 games during the week, you're more than welcome to play on that, Saturday, that if you get pulled up or not. But,
sure.
Yeah. So it does. Yeah. There's just a certain amount of games. That you
it's really good exposure for the kids to play up if they get a chance to do that.
Yeah, it is. For sure.
I know Coach Kozak sometimes, if games that he knows we're supposed to win big, sit those kids as quickly as you can, so I can have them, maybe 2 quarters. Or
Nick,
something.
I think what you were talking about is they'll have lots of times for girls lacrosse, they'll have the JV and then the varsity play on the same day. So if a player plays JV and plays all 4 quarters, and then can they play a 1 quarter in the varsity game?
Right.
Because that's what the rule is for football.
No,
football
I
and
don't
basketball
think
too.
you're allowed to do that.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure, but I don't
that's
think
something we can research
that.
for sure then.
They've started
whoever
implementing
on
that.
our research team to research it.
I know.
Joe. No. but they've started implementing that throughout different sports. I know soccer has the 3 halves rule, so you can play two for JV,
really?
one for and then
rule.
Basketball has the 5 quarters. Football, but
basketball is the 5th quarter rule too. As well.
Yep. So it allows those JV players to get some exposure before they head up to the varsity level if they're right on the edge.
Yep.
And it also, I know some coaches use it for to get them ready specifically for playoffs because they know they're going to pull a couple players up once the JV season is over, and they don't want them to go into a game if they have to and have no varsity exposure. So
it's great. It's great for kids to play up a level.
Exactly.
I played up a level my whole life. I think it's the most. Oh yeah. I think it's the most beneficial thing you could probably do, playing with people that are better than you.
I was playing.
Yeah, you're never going to get better if you're the best player on the team.
Oh yeah, I started in like 5th grade, and now they have like K through 2nd grade.
Yeah,
and that's crazy. Yeah.
Wow.
Like I know at Spring Lake we have a K through 2nd grade program now. Super awesome.
Oh, that's amazing. Is this a conference meet? This is a conference meet too, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
What are you doing?
I'm getting my heater out. Man, it's going to get cold in here. You're going to thank me later on. Thank you, Joe. It's going to get cold. I take care of my people.
All right, I think we're going to listen into the national anthem.
Okay. Yeah. And we've just had announced that national anthem. We're going to get ready to play some girls lacrosse here. Girls coming in with a record of 1-4. Not sure about Kanawha.
I believe that Jenison.
Was this Jenison?
I don't think they have one yet.
Oh, okay. So we got Joe Kanukin is running. No, Joe was running the board. Joe's going to be, oh, look at that. The Godfather apparent is going to be running the board. Joe's going to be heading down pretty soon to give us some great live shot. Best in the business. Kim and Cotis up top in the Crow's Neck.
Yeah.
And Gabby Vasquez is going to be a color commentary. She's pretty much going to do most of the talk because she knows more than anybody else. And I'm Nick Davos. We're glad that you're part of our broadcast this early evening, 7 o'clock here in beautiful campus of Mona Shores High School.
All right, so right away I have a question.
Okay.
So I remember last year when we did girls lacrosse, actually against Spring Lake.
Okay.
Yeah, down at Spring Lake
yes,
too, yeah.
Emma Reelman took all of the face-offs.
Yeah.
And she would switch her sticks.
Yeah, so Emma's out there with a draw stick right now. So the draw stick has, it's a tighter head than the other girl's head, and it digs into the pocket, so
it keeps the ball in there tighter.
So it basically keeps the ball, so Emma will get
right.
that advantage. So she just self-drew right there
to
Reese. That was a really good draw.
Yep. Now the girls' face-off is significantly different than the boys' face-off,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yes. So we stay up. The boys are more on the ground.
Right.
Wow.
Oh, nice save right there on the shot.
Oh, that was a good goal. She had a good alley dodge there.
Yep, nice goal.
Took
right
advantage
nice
of
I've
that.
got an instant
break.
replay on this.
Yeah.
Saw her lane. Good shot placement. I think that was a great fast break for Reese.
15 seconds into this match, and Sailors are up 1-0. Great way to start here. Face-off coming off right at the center of the field, right in the middle of the MS on the beautiful
All right,
turf.
so follow-up question. I also remember from that game when she was doing that, the ref yelled at her multiple times not to switch sticks.
Yeah, so it's very subjective on how you're supposed to switch the sticks. So some refs say that you need to come all the way off the field, I think Emma is coming all the way off the field, getting her stick off.
Yeah,
Other
she did
teams,
right there, Gabby.
Just give the switch the stick off, and my team gives it to our defender, and I'll go and switch sticks with her, so I don't have to run all the way off the field.
Okay.
It's just different tactics to how you want to do that.
Now, are the officials uniform on how they call it, or is it, say I'm the official for this game, hey, got to run off, got to do it. Next game, is
right,
it
yeah.
different?
I feel like all refs, for some reason, the refs aren't ever on the same page about that.
Yeah,
For the
okay.
past year, I've had no issues of just switching the stick on the field.
Sure.
That's why I haven't had that problem of coming off.
Right.
But not many teams do this running off to change the stick. Most of the time they give them to a defender. So it's like less running.
I
for
did
them.
not even know that there was a special stick
Yeah,
for the face-off.
Actually, boys have special heads as well.
Yeah.
They
for
do,
the face-off.
really?
Yeah.
Wow. Now look at what I'm learning already today.
Yeah, I was at one of the boys' games, and I noticed
Another
a player
great draw.
who he was taking the face-offs, and he switched his sticks, and I asked one of my friends about it, and he was like, yeah, he won't take a shot with that or else it'll ruin his
yeah,
stick. So.
those
Really?
heads are super warped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sailors up
shooting
2-0
space call.
here. We are 2 minutes. We are a minute and a half into this game. Sailors up 2-0.
Yeah.
Sailors playing host to the Wildcats of Jenison.
Yeah, good shooting space call. Ava Hauer, I believe, is on the second inside. She'll be taking a shot.
No, I was just going to say, is she allowed? There's a goal,
Yeah.
bottom left-hand corner. Sailors going to go up 3-0 here. Boy, looking good coming out of the gate right away, Gabby.
Yeah, good 8-meter. Good shot placement, cutting off her defender on the right side. Very well played.
So is girls lacrosse, is it quarters, halves?
We just changed to quarters this year. We normally do two 25-minute halves.
Okay.
We
So
just changed
now
to
you're
quarters
doing
this year.
quarters, 2 12-minute.
4 12-minute quarters, yeah.
Boy, that
Yeah, it's what the boys. I think the boys do 12 minutes
I
too.
believe so, yes.
Yeah, the boys do 12 minutes. Yeah, we also changed to 12 minutes.
Okay.
I personally like the quarters more. I think it's nice you get like a little break in between the quarters. I think it's
Well,
like 2 minutes.
not only that too, but it allows your coaches to talk to the
Yeah.
entire team during a quarter
Yeah.
break and
Yeah.
to try to figure out the good, bad, the ugly of what's going on.
Yeah,
All right.
good fight for that ground ball. 50-50s are super important.
Oh yeah.
I believe that was a turnover. That was a good save by the goalie.
$9:53 here. This first quarter of action.
So I'll give our viewers the first look at the Joe camera.
The Joe camera.
The Joe camera. He's down on the sideline. He's actually using his cell phone.
Look at Joe.
That is awesome.
And he is filming the field. So he's right behind the Mona Shores bench right now. Obviously not the greatest look right now, but I think...
Well, it's
if
Joe's
if
first time with
exactly.
the Joe cam.
If he gets in the right positioning, that could be utilized very very nicely.
The Joe cam there on the sideline here on this western side of Sather, on Sather Stadium.
Yeah. That was a great transition down the field. Now they got Lainey on the 8-meter. She drew a shooting space call.
Boy, Gabby, it's a blessing that you're here. Yeah, you're really,
Yeah.
It's a joy. Thank you, dear.
So is that wind-up she's doing right there strategic?
Yeah, there's different shots that you can do. I would personally go for a wind-up shot if the girls next to me are faster than me and I can't get close to the cage. I think more effective shots are getting closer to the cage, like how Ava did hers.
Yeah.
I think those are good options. All good tools to have in your bag for shooting, obviously. Some good pressure defense there.
Now, once it goes out of
Forced a turnover.
Oh.
Are they allowed? So it would be Jenison's ball.
Yes.
Right now, right?
Yes.
Hey, Nick.
What?
There
we go. There we go. Okay, so it'd be Jenison's ball out of bounds like that. I got you.
Oh.
Ooh, maybe a yellow card here.
Oh, here we go.
He'll let us know what it is. Check to the head. 2 minutes. There must have been some contact over there on the ride when she brought the ball back into play.
Okay,
Number
she'll be
two?
Forced to stand or
I believe
take
that's
a knee on the
Danica. Danica
Okay, I got you.
Johnson. So now they'll be man down. 6 players in the zone instead of 7.
And that penalty is for how long?
2 minutes.
A 2-minute penalty.
Yes.
Okay. That's very similar to hockey, basically.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to see if the Wildcats here that can capitalize being one young lady up.
Good defense by freshman Brooklyn. Great pressure defense, even though they're a man down. That's super hard.
Yeah, right.
That's Brooklyn. That was Brooklyn Brazino, and her older sister is actually on the team as
Jordan.
well. I believe she's a captain.
22, yeah, Jordan.
I know she's a strong player
yes,
for
fantastic defender.
Yeah.
Great defense right here. The
Great
Sailors are going to
defense.
take it over on that turnover.
I believe that's one of the freshmen that got pulled up today, Morgan Osterhart.
Oh, okay.
She is definitely a force to be reckoned with.
Okay.
She's got endless hustle.
Like that Energizer bunny. Never runs out of energy, I'll tell you. All right, so what do we got down here? No? Well,
That was a pushing penalty on Emma, and now she's driving
shot
to the
on
cage.
goal. There's defended nicely by the Wildcats.
Another penalty there. This one on the Sailors.
So Wildcats will take it out.
Yeah, that was a good pass there. Good transition.
One of the things I almost never understood when my sister was playing this was why there were so many stoppages, so many different penalties.
Yeah, there is actually quite a few. It's quite a few. Most of them are like, little calls, pushing.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily need to call them all because you can do play-ons.
Yeah.
Like when I officiate my 7th and 8th graders, I just do play-ons so you don't stop the play.
Yeah, and then I was Cohen, great job bringing that up. Now, sometimes the clock stops and sometimes it doesn't. Now, on a penalty, obviously it's going to stop,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But
So
on a
major
little
fouls.
Thing, yeah, right, on
Major
okay,
fouls like
I got
cards, like anytime.
Sure, oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
cards,
Yeah.
like an injury, things like that, the time will stop. Those little penalties throughout the field, the clock will never stop.
All right, it looks like Joe is in a good position so that when we have our next attack, we might be able to get a look from,
there he is,
from his
on the
camera.
north side, yeah.
Maybe get a backside shot.
Oh, yeah. He is all the way down there.
Yeah.
He went for a little hike.
See, we need a segue now for Joe, so he can just ride around the track on that bad
I know, he
boy.
needs like a headset down there to like get his
Heck
POV.
yeah. Maybe Numador can get a Segway for us or a golf cart. Joe
Yeah,
can just ride around.
I'm not sure Segway is in the
budget
for a public school.
Again, we are Sailor Nation Sports, so.
And there's a goal for Jenison.
Yeah, Jenison scores with 5:08 remaining here in the first quarter.
I
Sailors
don't see
up
that
3-1.
replay.
We're going to have a face-off.
Replay is here.
So, Gabby, how does substitutions work? I see a lot of subs going in now, obviously, after the stoppage of play and the goal?
Yeah, so subbing, you can sub anytime that the ball, like that it's the time the clock isn't stopped.
Okay.
So like penalties, things like that. I'm pretty sure you can sub like a separate people, but the person with the ball, obviously you can't sub out unless they're injured.
Correct.
But you just have to make sure you go through the box down there
Okay.
when subbing.
Now, does the official have to bring you in?
No,
Or
it's just
can
all
you
free. You can
Okay,
just
I
come out
gotcha.
when needed. So like when they go and set up the draw, as soon as the ball gets set in there and
Yeah.
he says set and walks away, nobody can sub. You can't cross
Oh,
that
okay.
30 line
Okay,
until
okay.
possession is made.
Sure.
What's
I'm not sure what was the call on that.
looks like he wants to talk to the coaches.
Yeah. So it sounds like one of our coaches was arguing down there, maybe, Gabby? Or concerned about some call?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think he might have been concerned about something around the crease area with the goalie, that she was in the crease when she followed through her ball.
Okay.
Like her stick followed through into the crease. But
We can take another look at that if you want to.
I wasn't sure if her stick was in there or not.
Okay.
Maybe that's what he was arguing.
Now, Gabby, the face-off, boys and girls,
Yeah.
significantly different, isn't it?
Yes, so the girls is up like standing up. Boys are obviously on the ground. Super majorly different.
And why is that? Do you know why is that? Does
I
it
think
have
it's
to
just
do
the difference of the. I don't know. I think it's just
athleticism?
Yeah, I'm not.
maybe?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe because the boys' game is much rougher than the
Oh
girls.
my
Much more
God,
for
it's
sure.
physical,
night
Much,
day,
much
Ro-
more
Oh
physical.
my gosh, it's night
mean-
and day.
Yes.
They wear pads up and down
Yeah.
all
Oh
the
my
way.
God.
Like, don't get me wrong, we get hit pretty hard sometimes.
Oh, sure.
Too, but we don't have the pads.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, boys are definitely way more physical.
Now, our goalie, though, she's allowed to have pads?
Yes, she is allowed to wear like thigh pads and shin guards. I think the shin guards and the thigh
I
pads
don't
are
see shin
optional.
guards on her,
Yeah, a lot of goalies don't. They say it restricts them,
Really?
like their mobility to run. Like I know my goalies also don't wear them.
Oh,
They
I
say
didn't know
like
that.
they can't
Okay.
really run very well. Like but yeah, for sure.
But how far does a goalie realistically have? Well, maybe
I
they got,
don't. It depends. Some like collegiate goalies go all the way out to like the half line.
Really?
High school, I would say most goalies don't go past the restraining line, which is the 30
the
marked
30
out
yard
there.
line. Right, yeah. Okay.
All depends on like your preference.
Yeah, your preference and
How you're
the
comfortable.
coaches. Yep,
Yep.
the coaches'
Yep.
philosophy
For
as
sure,
well,
what
I would
coaches want.
understand.
And that was
Sure.
a really strong save and transition here from the Sailors.
That was a great save.
Oh,
That was a good interception there. Good anticipation on that pass. See, a lot of times that happens when people's feet aren't moving. It's really important to keep your feet moving when when you're passing the ball.
Yeah.
Otherwise, easy interceptions like that can happen a lot.
let's see what Joe can bring us from his angle.
Yeah,
Emma behind the net right now.
that was a great feed. Great feed, great
Yeah.
cut.
And great goal. Sailors going to go up
I
4-1.
believe that was Ava Hauer that had that goal.
We'll take
That was
another look at
Great
this.
vision of Emma, seeing her coming down.
And that was a good look from Joe's angle, the pass
Yes.
from Emma.
That was really nice. Really nicely played there.
So the Sailors go up 4-1 with 3 minutes left in the first quarter.
Yeah, I think they've had a good run so far. This is good.
Now, I'm looking at the roster here. I did not know our girls varsity lacrosse was a co-op.
Yeah,
Yes.
so they
Reese-
co-opt with I
Reese
think
Puffer.
3 different schools.
Yeah, Reese Puffer, Western Michigan Christian, and Fruitport.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Their old jerseys, they used to have all the schools on them, on the back, like their logos. And they got new jerseys, I think, last year or the year before that.
Okay.
But that was another good draw by Emma. This is a
Laney
good
Carmine
drive.
through the drive. Oh,
There
good.
was somebody on here.
It's a
that
good
was-
goal and drive from Laney.
Great footwork, great speed coming off that ground ball. Recognizing her lane to the middle. getting her hands free and just ripping a shot. That was really nice. Oh, I believe they called it. They called that off. I think they called maybe shooting space. Well, another great opportunity for her to shoot. She has a good hash that she's on, second inside.
Mulaney's one of the stronger players on this team. Has played varsity, I believe.
Oh, little BTB there. That looked very nice.
BTB, all right, fill me in.
Behind the back.
Behind the back sweet
shot.
Pass, absolutely.
That was a very good attempt. That was very nice. Oh, good dodge by Emma.
That was a good save by the goalie for Jenison.
Really good save. Good clear. Now that's a good ride right there. Very good offensive ride. They're definitely not making it easy for the Wildcats to get back to the line. Get it in their zone. So those calls are because their sticks are horizontal. In the boys' game, you can do that a lot. Girls, you can't. That's why they keep getting called for that repetitive foul.
So could that end up leading to a card?
Yeah, so a lot of refs will give yellow cards for those repetitive fouls.
Does it have to be the same player repeating it, or
no.
can it be the same?
No,
just
it can be anyone, just the team. If like somebody else did it, and then another person did it, another person did it, it's just that last person that would get that card.
Oh, okay.
And is there like a time frame for that?
2 minutes.
No, I mean like if they repeat it a couple times and they get a warning and then they lay off and then it comes back up,
so
are they going to be lenient or?
It's all about what the ref would think.
Okay.
Most refs, I mean, give it like a third time, card. Most commonly, though, given through the midfield in that transitional ride by the attackers. That was a great feed, good save. Good chase behind the net by Sydney Austin.
Now, Nick, take a look at where Joe's at now. Let's see if we can play a game. Where's Waldo? Let's see if you can find Joe.
All right, let's see if we can find Joe. Okay, I'm going to look on the far side.
That was a great goal.
We've got another look here.
Good drive by Emma, recognizing her space. Now the goalie came out on her, and she recognized to shoot low instead of stick side high.
Kimmon's doing a great
IQ
job there. Kimmon, do you find Joe? Okay, is Joe up in the stand somewhere?
Should we give a Joe POV with the camera?
Yeah.
Camera view?
Let's give a Joe POV. Are you going to look at the camera, Joe, and figure it out? I mean, Nick? Look at the camera, see where he's at.
There he is down there. Yeah, right, yeah.
Oh, there's Joe.
There he is, way over there.
He's way over on the far side of the stands. Yeah, Joe's definitely having some fun over there with the camera.
Another great draw by Emma. Reese Smith picked that up.
So we're coming to the close of this first quarter, 30 seconds left. See if the Sailors can wind out the clock and maybe score another goal.
Yeah, 5-1, 23 seconds left. Definitely enough time for something to happen if they wanted to. This Wildcat offense plays a zone backer kind of. Those are tough offenses to beat, or defenses I meant to beat.
Looks like there was.
They're doing a pretty good job.
Looks like a penalty there for Emma.
I believe that was another shooting space.
So what is a shooting space?
Okay,
penalty?
so shooting space is where somebody is. It sounds so but somebody's in your shooting space, obviously.
You're
But
not giving her enough room or something?
Yeah. So there's so if Emma winds up at the top of the 8, and there happens to be a girl further down in the 8, she's in her shooting space, like quotations shooting space.
Yeah.
Right.
But there's ways to avoid it. It's super hard though. Sometimes you can't. With zones and backers, it's really hard to beat them it's really hard to avoid shooting space because when you move the ball up high to the top of the 8, it just happens that slide comes from at the bottom of the 8, and then you're just in that space of them shooting.
Yep.
There is ways to avoid it by leading with your stick first. You get like this cone, they like to say. The shooter gets a cone that goes down to the goal.
Yep.
But
Well, we've come to the end of the first period of action, or the first quarter, as the kids have told me. Sailors up 5-1. We're going to take a quick break. You can take it with us, but you got only a minute and a half to do it. Want to welcome everyone back. It's the second quarter of action here at Sailor Stadium. You're looking live down on the beautiful returfed Sailor Stadium. It's been there 2 years right now. Sailors playing host to the Wildcats of Jenison. Kimmy Kotis, best in the business up in the Crow's Nest. Cohen Holman is going to be doing the play-by-play, but our expert, man, thank goodness she is an expert. That's Gabby Vasquez. Gabby, good to have you. Oh, and one more thing. Somebody that you don't hear, and this may be a blessing that we don't hear him today, is the Godfather. Where's the Godfather?
Joe Kanukin.
Oh, what's his POV right now?
Joe's having a little fun down on the track right now. That's his POV right now.
Oh, here he comes. Here he comes, yeah.
We'll cut back to the game for now. But Joe he's found a way to wirelessly and cellularly connect his phone to vMix, which is the software that we use to put this show together, this broadcast together. And so he's got down on the field with his camera, sending up feed. So he's brought us a couple nice shots, and we'll see what else he can bring us.
And now Joe is, if for some of you that don't know, Cohen is a student. Gabby, are you a grad or are you a student?
I'm a student at Spring Lake.
Oh, you're a
senior,
student?
yeah.
Student. Well, what brings you up here then?
Our game got canceled tonight, actually. We were supposed to play Caledonia at home.
Why did it get canceled?
Our power went out at our school because of the wind. Isn't that crazy?
Pay the bill, honey. Pay the bill. You don't get power without paying the bill. Come on down in Spring Lake. Well, it's good to have you here.
There was another nice goal by Laney Carmian. It was actually an underhanded goal.
Okay.
We can take another look at that real quick.
29 seconds. Or sorry, 11:31.
Oh, it looks like we lost it. Never mind.
No, when it's
Yeah, I watched that. That was a great getting her hands free up at the top of the 8, changing up her shots and shooting it low instead of high.
Yeah, I don't know if I've actually ever seen an underhanded shot before.
Yeah, those are very nice shots to have in your tool bag, for sure.
So you committed to college. Do you have that in your bag?
Yeah, I'm excited. It'll be good. We got a lot of seniors graduating. I'm going to Detroit Mercy.
You are? You're going to play a little lacrosse on there?
Yeah.
Good
for
you.
It's going to be super fun. We just got a new coach, and our seniors will graduate. I think there's 12 of them at Detroit. We got a lot of freshmen coming in. We got a good class. I think it'll be super good.
Wow.
Great fast break goal for the Wildcats. She took that all the way from the draw. Very fast, good speed. She snuck it right in past Hayward.
Sailors 6-2.
So 2 quick goals, one for each team here at the start of the second quarter.
Yeah, the Wildcats haven't had many offensive looks, but when they do, they've capitalized on them for sure.
Hey, Gabby, question for you. Are the defenders allowed to come on the offensive side of those, so across the 50, or do they have to stay back on their half as a defender?
Yeah, so you'll see the refs go like this with their arm. That's when possession's shown, and that's when they can cross that 30.
Oh, okay.
As for in the zone, you just have to have 7 in the zone. It doesn't matter
You have to
who.
have 7. It doesn't matter who.
Yeah, so if
Okay.
like a defender did want to go in there, a girl would just have to come back over the 30
I got
line
you.
for her.
I got you.
There's
Gabby.
always 4 back.
Nick and Gabby, if you want to stand up real quick, we've got Joe's camera.
Oh, there's Joe down there.
Wave to Joe right
Yeah,
there.
there's Joe. He's
having
having
a
way
little too
too
much
much.
fun.
He's having
Yeah.
way too much fun down there. Okay, 6-2, 10:25 counting down here until halftime. Gabby was telling us that the girls have now converted to quarters instead of 2 halves. And Gabby, tell the people out there out in Sailor Nation, why do you like the quarters versus the halves?
Personally, I like the quarters more because I think we get like a break in between. I think it splits up the game a little bit. It almost feels a little shorter as well. But I just thought the halves were really long. It's a long period of time to play. So I think the quarters are more beneficial for everybody. Some people do favor the halves, but
Okay, so then let's just say, for instance, you have halves. Okay, you have 2, 20-some minute halves?
yeah,
Okay, how many timeouts per half then did you get?
2.
You get 2. So now that we've got quarters, do you get 1 timeout per quarter?
I think so.
Gabby, you're the expert here. That's why you're here.
See, our team doesn't. I feel like our team doesn't take that many timeouts, so I just don't pay attention to that.
No, yeah. Well, if you don't
Like,
need to use them,
Because
you don't
we don't
use
ever
them.
we don't ever take timeouts. I mean, there's
Okay.
sometimes we do, but it might be that 2 per quarter type of thing.
Uh-huh.
But I want to say it's 1. I could be totally wrong though.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. Well,
That's what the experts
I
here
believe it's
for.
1
Why you're the
timeout though per
yeah,
quarter.
correct.
Loose ball for a long time now.
Yeah.
They just can't seem to pick
Gotta
it up.
get-
Kids need to pick it up. You know, one of the basic skills there, you got to be able to pick up the rock with it, what you got.
Yeah, turf. The ball definitely rolls a lot. Got to get really low to get those drown balls.
All
Okay.
right, so one of the players in the frame right now is wearing a helmet.
Yes.
Is that
yes.
something you see frequently, and what is the purpose of that?
So yeah, I see a lot of people wear helmets. A couple girls wear them on my team because they've had so many concussions.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I think it's just a preference thing, really, on whether you want to wear a helmet or not. I personally don't wear a helmet.
Now, we learned something in hockey
They're not
that
required.
they're wearing something new in hockey where the
A
back
neck
of
guard.
the neck, yeah.
Neck guard, yeah, they
net
started.
guard.
Yeah. Now the goalies wear net guards.
Do they?
Yep, it's
Okay,
required in
all right.
lacrosse safety thing.
Yep.
They started requiring that.
In the NHL now, too.
Yes.
It's starting to be, it's
I
really,
think that's fantastic.
It's-
Oh, yeah.
That's really good.
It kind of
actually.
all sparked from the player overseas who got his throat was cut by a skate. And he
Yeah,
ended up-
right.
I
he ended
remember
up
seeing that.
passing
Mhm.
away. So, yeah, there's been a lot of movements towards cut-proof material being worn. Some players, I know some of the hockey players, instead of wearing the actual neck guard, they'll wear cut-proof turtlenecks as
Oh,
a
really?
preference. Yeah, but I haven't heard a lot of players doing that. But it's definitely they're coming up with more options to be protective.
Oh, really? No,
Cameraman's
no,
up here
absolutely.
now.
I think any protection is good.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You got to be proactive with that. Sailors up 6-2. We're down to 7 minutes remaining here
We'll,
in quarter number 2.
We can get a little shot from the press box in the Joe cam.
In the Joe Cam. Look
Joe
at the
Cam's
Joe
right
Cam
here.
right up there, baby. The Joe Cam. Yeah, hey, Joe, while you're up here, I'm going to lobby that. I'm going to see if Numador can either get you a segue that you could. Oh, you heard me? Oh, you can hear everything through there, too? Darn, I think you can hear something. I'll have to watch what I say. You know, a little segue would be kind of cool, you know? That'd be sweet.
That was
Now the question is, are you going to get the money for that?
Money's coming in. Money's going to be strolling in. Yeah, one can only hope.
Well,
one can.
I don't know. I feel like I've heard you talk about money as no issue, but where's the new?
Not an
Where's
issue
where's the
with me,
new
just-
press box though?
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know.
$200,000
New press box, Segway. What are we? What are we looking for here?
I know that. Thank you, Coleman. Just get on the board, Coleman. Just do the board. Yeah, no. So much I'd like to do with. God, if we could just hit that lotto, right?
I mean, I was driving the other night. I go to Grand Rapids for practice, and there's a billboard with the Mega Millions, and one night it's at 1.3 billion, the next it's at 120 million. So maybe it was you. Maybe you decided that you didn't want to help us.
A lot of running around, a lot of ball movement. They can't seem to find that niche to just get it in the zone. Either way, great ride by the offense for the Sailors. They've had a lot of turnovers. They just need to capitalize on them. Grab those ground balls. Take care of the ball.
Oh, she had it there. She couldn't make the pass. And
I believe that's Sailor ball. So when you step on the ball like that, that's considered a cover. Super tough.
Really quickly, we've got a Joe Cam again for Kim and Kotis up in the bird's nest. Giving some love to Kimmin.
That a boy, Kimmin, best in the business. Hey, anybody want some stuff done? Get a hold of Kimmin Kotis. He's your man. Video, anything. He's the guy you want to get a hold of. Best in the business, and we just don't say it to say it.
Yeah, another turnover by the Sailors.
Ooh, loose ball there.
Great ride by Emma. Emma Reelman, number 19.
She's able to pick up that ground ball and bring it around the net.
Boy, there's a good crowd for the temperature that is here.
Yeah.
Gabby, you were saying it's nice on the sunny side. The sun's
Goalie's got the ball. She's running up the field like you talked about. You'll see every so often.
So, Gabby, great point, Colin. So, Gabby, I'm the Shores goalie. I stop the shot. Am I allowed to run as far as I want?
As the goalie?
Yes.
Yeah, I believe you can't go past
30 or 40, I would think.
the half line. Okay, so because in boys goalies can score.
Yeah.
They
in girls,
can?
goalies cannot score in the girls game.
Really?
Yeah, in the boys game, goalies can score. So the goalies can come out as far as they want. They just can't go back into the crease unless they've been played by somebody. So it's called almost like an over and back, I guess you'd call it, and it'd be a turnover. But if that goalie came out and was played, then she can go back into her crease. But
okay.
yeah.
Looks like a timeout here, I believe, taken by the Sailors. Take a little breather, regroup.
So, Gabby, how are we looking so far? 6-2. Any major things that you see that we need to work on right now, or are you pretty happy?
I think it's just capitalizing off your turnovers. They've had plenty of opportunities. I think that when they bring it down into the zone, they could settle it down a little bit. They're rushing a lot, throwing the ball into the middle, getting that first look. Most of the time, it's not the first look that's there. They need to recognize when to push the fast break, but when to also slow down, take a breath, and I think that's what they're probably talking about in their huddle a little bit.
Okay.
Capitalizing off those ground balls and their turnovers. I think they're getting the opportunities. They just need to follow through and capitalize off of them for sure.
We got 4:02 remaining, counting down here until halftime. Gabby filled us in that is this the first year of quarters?
Yes,
Okay,
that
so
rule just changed.
last year when we were announcing, we had two halves. I kind of like the quarters as a coach. I think it gives you just a little bit more time to talk to your team after each quarter. 20, 25 minutes, like you said.
Yeah, it's hard.
That's a long haul.
Yeah.
Boys basketball in college is 2 20-minute halves.
Yeah, that's
High school
so
is
long.
4 quarters. Football.
Well, even the NBA is quarters for rather than the halves in college.
Okay, what is boys soccer?
Halves. So we do 45-minute. Well, high school does 40-minute halves. But
Girls do the same thing? 40 minutes?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, it's 40-minute halves.
40-minute halves.
How many timeouts in?
No timeouts.
No timeouts in soccer?
Nope.
Well, you better get your stuff in gear.
Keep running.
Another turnover.
Okay.
Great defense by the Sailors. Just picked that up. That was a good IQ play in there. Swinging that ball back into bounce.
Yeah, they're really struggling to pick the ball up right now.
Yeah, ground balls are really a struggle.
Little kick out there from Jordan. Emma's able to pick it up.
Yeah, good pickup by Emma there.
Taking it through, down, driving in a shot. Good save by the goalie. It was
Yeah,
right
that's
at
a
her.
tough angle when you're moving out like that away from
Yeah.
the cage. It was a great shot, just a good save. Sailors got the ball back there.
And this is where you want to see them be more patient
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
So
work it
now I think-
around,
yes.
look for the shots.
Yeah, fast break was pushed. Definitely got the ball back. Slow it down. Run your offense.
Okay, yeah, you know, Gabby, I was just going to mention. So now you got a situation. You're up 6-2. Couple minutes left till half. Would you sit up and just run an offense and just for the sake of running and see what you can do now, or do you just continue doing what you're doing to get you the 6?
Yeah, definitely. I would like push the fast breaks how Emma did, but then yeah, this is a great play. Does a
Ooh.
great
Oh,
save.
nice
Good
save.
save.
Great save.
So yeah, definitely take your time, but also have a sense of urgency. You're also wanting that goal, but also you're wanting a good shot and not just shots on the net.
Yeah.
Like you want goals,
Quality.
not shots.
Okay.
Because I think they're getting a lot of opportunities.
Yeah.
Many opportunities.
It's almost to the point where now it's quality over quantity.
For sure.
Sometimes there's positions in games where you're just looking for the shots because you're not even getting the shots, so you're pushing for quantity of shots because eventually they'll fall. But in this situation, I think it's more you're looking for the right shot.
Right.
Okay, Colin, is there a similarity then, compare and contrast here, is there a similarity to lacrosse to soccer?
In what way?
Setting up plays defensively, offensively, basically, you got both sports have goalies. Both sports have people running up and down the field, basically.
Yeah.
One is using waist up stuff. The other, boys, is waist down.
Yeah, there's not a lot of similarity between the way the offense and defense is run.
Okay.
In soccer, there's not any restrictions on where the players can go. The defenders can go all the way up. The offense can come all the way back, that type of thing. And there's not usually set plays in soccer. Sometimes off of free kicks or corner kicks, your team will have certain plays. But in the middle of play, you're not really going to just slow down and set up a play.
Right,
It's a lot more of just whatever the defense is giving
Give
you,
you,
whatever
you're gonna take.
creative situation you're in, you take what you can get. But there is the similarity is between slowing down when you're in the offensive third. So in lacrosse, you're going to run a play. In soccer, you're kind of just passing around until you see a lane,
Until you see,
that type of
sure.
thing, versus setting up a true design play. So there's some similarity.
Ooh, lucky goal there. That was actually saved, but kicked in by the goalie.
Yeah.
Reese definitely got her hands free. That was a great turnover, great interception, good outside shot.
And that great play and that shot's going to put the Sailors up 7-2 now with a tough goal right here for Jenison because there's 8 seconds until halftime.
I believe that was her second of the game.
Reese, I believe she might be another captain for the team. If she's not, she's still one of the leaders on this team.
Yeah.
I believe she's played varsity the past 2 seasons.
Yes. Yes.
And she's only a junior, so.
Yeah, very young team for sure.
So talk to me about halftime. How long do they go in the locker room? Do they just stay out here?
We normally just stay out on the field. Unless it's super cold outside, you don't typically go into the locker room.
I got you.
10-minute halftime. I think you can choose to have 5. Typically, standard's 10.
All right, so it is now halftime. It's a 10-minute halftime. We're going to take it with you, but make sure you don't go anywhere. You're watching Sailor Nation Sports Network on YouTube. It's halftime. In girls lacrosse, Sailors are up 7-2. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you had a good halftime break. We talked about a lot of stuff here, and I tell you what, having Gabby next to me off to my left, she is just full of wonderful knowledge. Going home, and he's running the board. Joe Kanukin, what are we going to say about Joe?
Quick foul there.
Joe is having too much fun.
He is
playing with his phone because I don't know what he does as lieutenant deputy of the North Shore Fire Department, but it's obviously more Sailor Nation sports related.
Here's the Joe POV.
Yes, he is. And up in the Crows next, you know who he is. It's Kim Curtis, the best in the business. All right, 7-2. So, Gabby, fill us in. What does Jenison need to do to improve their game first? You're coaching Jenison. Gabby, what do you need to see?
First of all, I would have them get the ball into the zone. I think they just need to win more draws. I think the Sailors have definitely dominated on the draw. I'd first start with there. It starts at the draw for sure. I think they've ran a pretty solid offense when they've had the ball down there. I would push the fast breaks. They have a ton of speed. Like, ton of speed we saw earlier in the game with them coming straight down the field, off turnovers. It's been really good for them.
Also, if they can capitalize on some of the ground balls, because
Yeah,
the Sailors
for sure.
haven't been able to pick it up, and they haven't really either. So if they can figure that out before the Sailors, that might be a point,
Yeah, for sure.
turning point.
Now, you look at this varsity roster here, roughly 22. Do you realize there are only 3 seniors
Yeah.
on this team? Now, you want to talk about babies.
Yeah.
You want about talking young. This group of kids right here, by the time, and how many juniors? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 juniors.
Yeah.
They're young.
Yeah.
God,
Very.
the future is really bright.
And I know some of the juniors are have kind of led this program. There's, I think, 3 or 4 juniors who have been on varsity all 3 years.
Oh, really?
Okay. So far, and they're kind of. It was the first class that Chip, I believe, has coached the entire way through from when they were younger, before they got to high school. So I don't know if that has any sort of impact, obviously.
Yeah, so a lot of these girls have played together. They played together for a long time. Chemistry is definitely a big thing to have in a team, which is also why there's pros and cons of having a young team.
Yeah.
I think a big pro is that they've all played together for a long time, though. There's a lot of that team chemistry, like that, knowing where people are going to be. That was a great feed, but good defensive stop by the Wildcats, getting really in her hands. Lainey Carmine can pick this ground ball up. Yeah, I think if they just capitalize off of things.
Good defense there from Jenison.
Now,
Still
Gabby,
unable to get the ground ball up, though.
Gabby, your facilities at Spring Lake, you have a separate lacrosse field, don't you?
Yeah. We had a lacrosse and soccer stadium built. I want to say 7-ish.
Okay,
Years ago?
is lacrosse and soccer field on the same field, or
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there's 2 separate fields, but it's in the same complex. So yeah, the
Right.
stadium or the seats. I'm sorry, the seats
Are in the middle.
are in the middle of them,
Yeah.
connected. So
All
yeah.
right. Do you like having do you like playing on a football lacrosse field combo versus a separate just lacrosse combo? Lacrosse field.
Yeah, I like our separate lacrosse
Separate.
field.
Oh, I would
yeah,
too.
our football field is actually grass. We
No.
are one of the very few that have a grass field still for
Well,
our
you're
football
still
teams.
at the old place down on
Yeah,
the bayou,
our-
aren't you? Yeah.
Yeah, the Grabinski field.
Yeah.
It's very, very nice there. It's
Oh,
very
it's
nice, but
gorgeous. You just
field
need to throw
just
some
gets
turf on there.
Yeah,
It
the
needs
problem
turf.
is with the turf is on there is there's so much flooding that happens with it being right by the
Exactly.
lake that we can't put turf in there yet.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah, that's why they won't put turf in
okay.
there, because it floods all the time, which is very unfortunate because it's so gorgeous right there on
Oh.
the lake.
God, what's not to like playing on it? Yeah.
But I do enjoy, our football team actually practices on our lacrosse field.
Oh, they do?
Yes, in the
Okay.
summertime leading up to their season, they practice over there. They tear it up a little bit, but yeah.
All right.
Seems like they've
What-
been getting into these scrums more and more where they just can't seem to handle the ball there.
Yeah, nobody can find the ball
Yeah.
and just get away and do what they need to do. We're down to 7:24 here in third quarter. Sailors up 7-2.
Looks like a timeout was called.
I believe by the Wildcats.
Well, there's nothing happening. I mean, you've
Yeah.
gone,
Yeah.
you've gone 2.5 minutes, and there really hasn't been a lot of action.
Yeah.
Considering you're just coming out of a halftime
For sure.
timeout.
A lot of back and forth.
All right. So what do you do, Coach? What do you tell your kids?
So right now you just tell them all to take a deep breath, calm down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the first thing you start with is calming down. I think they can, they're almost like playing down to
Jenison's level.
Jenison's level,
Yeah.
I think, personally.
Right, and that happens as
yeah.
a coach.
Yeah.
You know what? You're good, but play good.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you
Yeah.
go down to their
This is-
level.
That
Yeah,
happened a
this
lot
is a
with
good
our
team.
soccer team this
Oh,
year.
I bet. Yeah.
Yeah. People get, they just get maybe a little over too excited. They just need to take a breath, calm down, have a sense of urgency.
Or they just get too complacent and they're just too comfortable playing
Yeah.
down. And
Yeah.
why work any harder? We're up by X amount. We don't have to do things.
Yeah.
And that's when you lose. That's when you lose. Because I'd had some teams when I was coaching at Muskegon. God, we were so far better. We played Fruitport one year at Fruitport. God, we were lucky to get away with the tie. And we had to come back to win. You know, my halfback was gone. We went 8-0-1. And we tied Fruitport. I had a team. Thank goodness we went 9-0, but we played Grand Rapids Central, and we played so bad. We were lucky to get out of it.
Oh, Catholic Central?
No, back in the day, Grand Rapids Central. No, Grand Rapids.
Yeah, he's dating himself right now.
Oh, I'm dating myself, honey.
So it looks like out of the timeout.
Sailors had the ball, but I think she had called a timeout prior to that, prior to like the turnover that happened. So the Wildcats will start with the ball there.
7:19 counting down after what seemed to be a lengthy time. Hey, Gabby, how long are timeouts? A minute?
We
2
take
minutes?
like 30 seconds for our
30
timeouts
seconds.
typically.
Yep. All right, shot on goal.
Great
Nicely
save.
defended there by the goalie. Who's our goalie, Gabby?
Ansley Hayward, her brother graduated
Parker.
last year. Yep, Parker for the boys.
He was a really good goalie.
Fantastic goalie.
Oh, there's a little pushing and shoving down there by the
There's
ladies.
been a little bit of that the whole
Yeah,
game.
that's
A little
kinda
bit of
nice to see.
sneaky little chippiness.
Yeah,
Looks like she
competitiveness.
called
good.
something.
Looks like it'll work against the Sailors there.
Okay, Gabby, is this the head coach down here at the 25 with the white shirt?
Yes.
Okay, how far is he allowed to go?
All the way.
He can go all the way
yeah.
down?
Yeah. He's
Oh, really?
the head coaches are the only ones that are actually allowed to speak to the refs.
No,
Your
that's basically
assistant coaches can't.
Yeah, that's
obviously,
basically
What about players?
players, speaking captains can.
Okay, captains.
But only your speaking captain, not all captains are allowed.
You have designated speaking captains.
Yeah, so
okay.
in the beginning of the game, when you go to the coin toss, you get one speaking captain.
I
They'll
gotcha.
report like all your concerns or whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know with soccer, it's only the captains, and anyone who's a captain can speak to them, but it's kind of based on who the ref is, whether they let you to. Because I wasn't a captain this past season, but I always talked to the ref, and they never had a
You
problem.
weren't a captain? Wait a minute.
They
You weren't a captain?
I was not a captain. All of our captains were seniors this year, so.
You guys were very senior heavy loaded for
Yeah,
a
we
little
were.
bit for soccer, right?
We've been senior heavy for the past
Yeah.
3-4 years.
How far have we gone with our senior heavy? Since our senior heavy lasts 1 year.
Well, okay, we've been senior heavy the past 3 or 4 years actually, and we should have gone. This year we were not a very good team, but the year before that we should have gone a lot further than we did. We took one loss in the regular season, got to district finals, and couldn't figure ourselves out.
Did you guys lose to
wow.
Grand Haven?
Yeah.
I remember that.
That was
Yes.
a bad game. They gave us a red card in the first 15 minutes, which was undeserved, and it kind of screwed us over. But you can't blame the refs for a loss.
How did you earn the red card?
They called a handball and gave us a red card for it, which is absurd. But
Down to 4:47. We're down here at the north end of Sailor Stadium. Jenison trying to knock one in here.
That was a good. So Lainey had a BTB pass. I think she was intending for maybe Reese on the other side of the.
Jeez, I just gotta love
hashes.
this BTB joke.
Yeah. So in a sense like that. Ooh, a lot of contact there to the head.
Yeah.
A lot of contact. I'm kind of surprised there's no yellow card there.
Hey, Gabby, question for you. In female lacrosse games, are most of your officials females, or is there a mix?
It's actually a pretty good mix amount.
Okay.
There's a lot of guys and there's actually enough
Sure.
girls too.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. A lot of them are past players, like women's players that have played. There's a couple of them from Davenport, Aquinas.
Oh, nice pass across the middle. There's a goal. Nice pass going across the middle. We had somebody from the right side slash in the middle assist. Boy, we needed something like that to go up 8-2 with 3:35 remaining.
Great pass from Emma to Reese Smith on that. That was a great finish. Good find in the middle. It's good that they worked through that contact that Reese had in the little minutes prior for that. A little shocked there wasn't a yellow card on that, though. There was a ton of contact to the head.
The next
Yeah, a
time
lot
we
of action.
the next time we get a possession in the offensive third, we'll go to Joe's camera, which is from the ground looking up. It's
Turf view.
What is
turf
Joe
view.
under the ground with the worms now or something? Is that
Yeah.
what Joe's giving a worm?
I mean,
Worm
since
view?
it's Joe, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, only Joe would be down there under the worms. Yeah.
That was a good draw by the Wildcats. Great check.
I bet he's paying them double what we earn too, eh? Nick?
Oh,
What's that?
I bet he's paying them double what we earn.
Yeah,
eh?
I bet he is too. Yes, he is.
I think she's getting a yellow card for this.
Oh, for what, Gabby? What's the yellow card
I
for?
thought that was a great check. A check to the head they called.
Yeah.
Can you replay that at all?
I didn't catch that one.
That's all
no,
right. That's
but-
all right.
Okay, Gabby, who's the young lady then that took her stick? Is she a coach?
Yeah, that's the JV coach, Rachel
Okay.
Mosier.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, she's the head JV coach. Their game got canceled, unfortunately, tonight. But
Why?
something with Rockford. I'm actually not sure.
God, we're talking a Division I school, Rocket, with boatloads of money.
But yeah. So man
There's
down.
still only a public school, Nick.
Yeah, they're a deep-pocketed public school money.
Sailors will be man down then for this. Oh, little off-ball shove there.
Yeah. But no call.
Yeah, little chippy. Things are working against the Sailors. So those are just type of things that you just got to work through. They'll end up falling into place.
It's then so consequent. Well, if
Yeah.
they can do it, we're going to start.
Well, and that's where you don't do it because they will catch the retaliation.
right, because,
Exactly.
because it's a
not
retaliatory
the actual
move.
call.
Yeah.
But
2:55 remaining. Sailors up 8-2. We're in the third quarter of action here. Joe Kanukin running somewhere outside. Kimmon's up in the crow nest where Crimmon is just the best in the business. But I am just absolutely having the time of my life having these two young kids, Cohen Holman and Gabby Vasquez, and I'm going to pretty much shut it down come fourth quarter, and I'm going to let you kids do what you do best because I have just having the time of my life listening to you.
That was
All
a
right.
nice little goal there for Jenison.
Yeah. Good find behind the cage. Unfortunately, the Sailors didn't communicate on that. She was wide open.
Yeah.
It's really hard for your goalie to save that one-on-one, especially her coming in real hot like that.
Yeah.
But still time left. 8-3. 2:36 left in the third.
So you said Ainsley is our goalie, correct? She's a.
Yeah, she is a freshman.
So would she normally be playing JV?
Yeah. No, she is
Or is
the
she-
varsity
okay.
starting goalie. She is. She's come a long way. I've watched her grow up throughout her goalie career, and she's very, very fantastic to watch. She's a good goalie.
Is the future bright for Shores Lacrosse, you think?
Yeah, for
I
sure.
mean, our
This is a
numbers are
freshman that just took the draw right there, Molly Fett. Very aggressive. Good draw right there. And that was a check to the head, I believe. Yeah. I don't know if they're going to give her number 10 a card or not. That was another contact to the head.
Yep. Yellow card there.
Yep, so this will be a whistle start then. So this will be one of the times where the clock stops.
Oh,
Like we were
okay.
talking about earlier. Cards, things like that. This will be a whistle start. That was a good play by Molly
Wow.
Fett.
She's got some
Great
speed on her.
speed.
Yeah.
Yes, great speed. Good
Good
save.
save.
So now I believe they're even, actually. 6v6 will be in the zone.
Yeah.
Emma should be released very soon. I don't know when she went in there. Yeah.
Laney.
Oh, right off the post.
Recovered by the Sailors. Driving
Good
back
recover
in.
by Cambry Bowen there. Handing it off to, I believe that's Molly, or Morgan
Morgan Osterhart. Working it around the offensive zone there. Oh. Pass was a little
Now
off.
that's offsides on the Jenison Wildcats. Hopefully they catch that one.
Yep. Emma's back in now after her
Perfect.
penalty.
And now they're man up. The
Yeah.
Sailors will be.
So, man up do you?
Ooh, right in the middle. Open shot. Oh, good save.
Gabby,
Yeah.
do you work on man up plays? I'm assuming, or when you have an advantage.
Yeah, there's certain some teams do have man up plays. Most of the time you just move the ball very fast around the 8 and you send cutters through. You'll genuinely at some point find somebody open in the middle. High school teams tend to leave a lot of people open in the middle most of the time, so we like to plant people in the middle, like
Sure.
2 cutters specifically that work with each other, and eventually they'll find that open spot and someone will feed them the ball. But that's typically how a lot of people do their man up plays, if you call them.
Jenison's able to corral it in the offensive zone now. See if they can work anything through.
I believe the Sailors are still man up. Yeah. Doubling the ball, keeping pressure on there.
43 seconds counting down.
Locking off on their
Third quarter,
cutters.
Sailors up 8-3.
Pass was a little strong.
Yeah.
Sailors are able to pick it up.
Forcing that bad pass is super important. Great transition moving down the field.
Good pass up the field. Reese is able to take a drive, I believe.
Right off the post again.
Rebound by the Sailors again, though. Morgan Osterhart.
Yeah, so this is where the patience comes in. I think are they even now? Yeah.
Yes, they're
so
even.
when you're man up, that's where that's where the patience can come in, where you want to wait for that best shot and not just a shot that could go in.
Now there's only 3 seconds left in the half, so not much patience here. Got to be quick with
No,
whatever
it's got to
they
be
do.
catch and shoot.
Oh,
Jenison got the ball.
yeah, I'm not
so.
sure what was the penalty on there.
And we've come to the end of the third quarter of action here at Sailor Stadium. It's girls lacrosse. It's Jenison coming into the port of the Sailors to try to steal a victory. Hey, we got a minute. You can take it with us, but make sure you come back because we got a big change coming up in the broadcast. It's the fourth and final quarter here at Sailor Stadium on the beautiful campus of Mona Shores. Hey, we hope you've enjoyed this broadcast. It's 8-3 Sailors. somewhat comfortably up. 12 minutes remaining here in the game. We're going to do something a little different that we really haven't done before. Joe's out running around playing out on the track and on the field. Joe's just having the time of his life. Kimmon's doing a great job out in the box. We've got two young people that have just done a knockout job. And instead of listening to the old man here talk, we're going to let these young kids do what they do best. And both of them somewhat are going to be majoring in communications in some field. One's has aspirations. Gabby has aspirations of being a athletic director / possibly in communications. Cohen getting into communications in some field. So kids, I'm going to take off my headsets. Cohen, Gabby, the quarter is yours. Not only is a quarter, but you're going to take us out of it here too as well. Enjoy. Have fun. You guys have done a great job. So, kids, it's all yours.
Sweet.
Well, we appreciate that, Nick, and all you do. Looks like Jenison is in the offensive zone here early in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, freshman Brooklyn Brasino on her. She's kept tough pressure the whole game. It's very good for the Sailors.
Pass was just off. Looks like maybe there was a little bit of a push in the air, but nothing called. So the Sailors are moving up
Good
the
transition.
field. Quick passes to get up the field quickly.
Yeah, great transition there.
Over to Laney Carmine. Oh, can't corral the pass. So Jenison's able to take the turnover. It was a good transition up until that pass.
Yeah, once they start connecting on those little things, they will work out and mesh together, and things will all come together for them soon. They just need to keep, those are the right passes, keep making them whether you guys drop the ball or not.
Exactly.
It's just the right idea.
And now Joe has wandered his way into the stands so he can show off his new toy, new way to use his phone as a camera. So
good save by Ansley.
I'm surprised it's not on the stick.
Clear was tipped by Jenison. Good pickup by Laney Carmine. Way to redeem herself on that last pass. That just fell short of her feet. Good look into the middle to Reese.
Good
just
save.
A great save.
It seems like a lot of these shots from the Sailors are almost going right at the goalie or into the goalie's net without her having to move it much.
Yeah, definitely work on placing the shots for sure.
Yeah.
That's just something you can learn from. Great shot opportunity, and she executes on that.
There's
Great
another
pickup.
goal there.
Great pickup, great speed off of her ground ball. I think they definitely needed that for the team.
So Nick doesn't want to talk.
Looks like Joe's wandered his way back into the booth. Welcome, Joe.
How you doing?
Here, Joe. Sit.
Yeah, I'm going to sit down. Apparently, Cohen, you got all the complaints about Nick being on the air, so you kicked him off.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah. Had to take care of it, you know. Business is business. Just like a trade in the NFL, you got to do what you got to do. Sometimes your star player just isn't working anymore.
Well, that happens, especially when you're Greek. Well, I couldn't agree more with Nick is what he was saying with the two of you guys on the broadcast. And Gabby, you're a natural at this. Seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously, you know what you're talking about and everything else. So.
Yeah, that was a great draw control by Emma there. That was a good fight for the ground ball for the whole team. Cambry picking that up there. Passing it off to Reese.
Shot off target for Reese. Looks like Jenison's going to get the ball behind the net.
So, Gabby, I don't know if anybody asked you this question earlier on. I was running around.
Yeah.
What do we know about Jenison as far as a team? How are they? Are they in a rebuild? I mean, where do they stand?
Jenison's definitely in a rebuild. They lost quite a few seniors last year. One of their seniors is actually playing club at Grand Valley. She's one of my good friends. She's loving it there, but she definitely was a big influence on the team, had a lot of goals, turnovers, all the things. But I think they're just in a rebuilding stage right now. Very young. But I think if they just capitalize off of when they have the ball on offense, they've scored most of the times. But
And looking at this Sailor team, I was talking with your dad, Coach.
yeah.
And he's excited about the athleticism and the energy of this
Yes.
team. Little young, they're still playing with a little bit of, youngness involved with that. As far as the mistakes are not being quite gelled together.
Right.
But he sees it coming together. He says it's flashes of brilliance in some cases. And
Yeah, kind of like that transition we just saw where they just missed that one pass.
Yeah.
It's you guys mentioned the future being bright here, and the way that he talks, it really does look that it's going to be.
Most definitely. Their junior class, obviously, they've all played together for quite some time now. I think that there's some impactful freshmen that he pulled up in this game that can definitely add to the talent that's already on the team. Their goalie is definitely a force to be reckoned with. She is very talented, and she's only a freshman as well.
She's a freshman?
Yes. Yeah.
Really?
It's
Yeah.
always good to have a strong goalie,
Yeah.
especially if you can get them
Keeps
young.
confidence on the
Exactly.
team.
And
Trust.
sometimes
all-
they can win games for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
Nice goal
goalie's
by the Sailors.
big part.
We can take
I
another
believe
look
that was
at that.
Emma Reelman on that.
Lake Michigan Credit Union instant replay.
That
Yeah.
was beautiful. Getting that ball out in front and not being able to cut them off, that's the worst.
Yeah.
For a goalie, that's the worst. To have that full angle on like that, nothing off to the side, it's very difficult for a goalie to stop those shots.
Emma definitely got her hands free, took advantage of that, and just ripped a shot. Good placement. That hip side is very hard for goalies to stop.
What is the mercy rule in high school?
There is no mercy rule at
Really?
all
No
in
kidding? Any level?
Any level. I think there's there's not a mercy level in the 4th grade level, like 3rd and 4th, but they do get the ball. Coaches can decide whether they want to keep drawing it or they can just get the ball at the half. I know 5th and 6th does that, but there's no official hockey where it's 8-0
Gotcha.
or soccer where it's 8-0. And I like it that way. I think it's good for teams to work through the losses because it's going to happen to everybody. And it's good for them to learn as a team. That was a great self-draw by Emma.
Sure. I've seen a couple of those like that.
Yes.
by
that
the
draw
Sailors,
stick
yeah.
definitely
Oh,
helps.
that was a nice check.
Little contact
Nice
there.
check, but it happened to be a penalty.
Yes.
Little contact there. I think that it was
Reese.
yeah, that was on Reese Smith. I think that was a dual part. I think they both played a part in that. Just happened to be accidental. Them both running momentum into each other. Just happened to work against the Sailors.
Gabby, what other sports do you play?
I play field hockey and I bowled this year. We had a bowling team. My dad
Bowling is
actually
fun.
coached it with my mom. It was fun. Definitely different. Very different. I didn't realize how competitive it can be.
Oh, yes.
These people. Yeah, some of the people are crazy at some of the places.
I was a bowler for as young as I was that I can remember all the way through high school.
Yeah, it was definitely really fun.
Wow.
Great speed coming down the field.
Yeah.
And I don't know exactly what it's called. I believe it's called something like a goose step, which is a rugby move, and she pulled that right at the beginning of her run. So that was interesting to see.
I think that's an offsides penalty right here. That'll go to the 12, I believe, because she was right in the middle.
So the
Oh, maybe they'll put her on the 8. Normally they put that on the 12.
an offsides is not a turnover.
No,
Just have
they
to come back out.
they just have to stop the play. Normally you put that on the 12, but they decided to put that on the 8. Maybe she was a little bit on the inside.
And there's a goal by the Wildcats.
Yeah, she's had we don't have a roster for them, but is it 21? I
24,
think, or
I
24.
believe. Yeah.
She has had quite a few of their goals for them.
Yeah.
She has great speed.
Yeah. She's been able to cut through the Sailors' defending pretty easily.
6:20 left. 10-4.
With how much you know this Sailors team, and they were fortunate enough to get their first win this season earlier in the week. It was against Lowell.
Yeah,
right?
Yes.
yeah.
And it was a 1 goal win, right?
Yeah.
9-8, I believe. Yeah.
Which is a fantastic. That's gutting it out. That's grit. Playing right to the end and getting that. What did we expect? Is this what we expected to see out of the Sailors? Are they playing really, really well, or is Jenison just playing a little bit down?
I think that the Sailors are definitely playing a little bit down to Jenison's level a little bit. I think that the Sailors are definitely have more talent. They just need to capitalize off of it. There was a spurt in the game where there was just constant back and forth. Me and Cohen were talking about this earlier. Just constant back and forth. I mean, nobody had a goal, I think, in like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It was. I mean,
it was a long time.
It was a long time. There's just this constant back and forth between them. But it's good effort by both teams. They're both playing very well on the rides back and forth. Their offense. I think that the Sailors could take their time and capitalize a little more off of their possessions. Not finding the first look, but because there's a lot of talent that can do a lot of things.
You got to look at the clock now with the fourth quarter here. The clock becomes a little bit of a competitor against the Jenison Wildcats as well. Is there, with a 10-4 lead, decent cushion going into the last 5 minutes of this contest? Did the Sailors play keep away? Did they kill clock? Is that a pretty well known strategy? Yes, no.
So right now I would still go to cage.
Okay.
For sure. 5 minutes left. Get the ball in your zone. Practice things. Work on things.
And in theory, even if you have it down in Jenison's zone, a lot of the practice could be in the passes, trying to set up, taking that time, like you talked about. Working on some of that skill set.
Yeah, for sure.
Inside of 5 minutes left here in the contest between the Wildcats and the Sailors. The Sailors up 10-4.
Looks like the Sailors might have gotten away with a little hit to the head there.
Nice save by the keeper.
Yeah, hopefully they can capitalize on this. This could be a good fast break opportunity. 3v2s.
3-on-2, yep.
These are
Smith
practice
taking it through the middle.
Yep.
Looks like she's going to take it herself.
I think they called a shooting space on that.
Yeah. Looks like she'll
that
get
was
a shot.
Great fast break opportunity. Just capitalize off these fast breaks.
This, to me, I'm watching this just like the offsides up here, at the 12 or whatever it was. This almost seems unfair.
There's a goal.
As open as that player has with the ball, as long as they move fast, we're looking at the Lake Michigan Insurance Instant Replay, as long as they can get far enough up, it's an angle on the goalie that's very difficult to try and block.
Those 8 meters are actually, like, people are like, oh, it's just a free shot. No, they're much harder than what you'd think.
Really?
People come crashing on you. I think it's all about strategy, whether I personally drive like Reese just did. Some other people do take the power shots. I think it just all depends on your matchup. Like, those girls on the 8 next to her are very fast.
And what your strength is.
Yeah, for sure. If your strength is power shots, then that's what you decide to do. But
3:55, Sailors score another goal to go up 11-4. Cohen, I've enjoyed being on the microphone way more this time than just about any other.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun getting on the mic more often, and it's progressively gotten more and more. I think tonight is probably the most so far, but I enjoy it a lot, and I look forward to doing it more. And
running the board like that,
yeah.
You did very well. There's another shot on goal.
Yeah, freshman Molly Conrad won that draw for them. She drew to Morgan Osterhart, another freshman, actually, who just missed that shot. That was a great take by the freshman.
Ooh, inside,
so
can't
that's
connect
another
the pass.
Thing. The forcing, just taking their time on things.
You know what else is very intriguing within the sport of lacrosse to me is that when a ball is going out of bounds, who's ever closest to it is who gets the ball.
Yeah, so that just depends on if it's a goal or a shot. I mean, shots on cage, it's whoever's closest. But with the passing, like just a pass out of bounds, is the other team's ball. So like if the Sailors pass the ball out of bounds, it's obviously Jenison's ball. But with shots, it's who's ever closest.
That part I didn't know. Thank you.
Yeah.
See, this is why we're
Yeah.
here. Now, let me ask you.
Mm-hmm.
When did you find out you were going to be doing this? Were you asked, or were you told, "Hey, you need to go up and help these guys because they literally don't have any"?
He was talking to me about it, last year, obviously, and I was like, well, I can't commentate my own game. But then this year, he was just talking to me about it. He's like, yeah, Joe's going to be up there. I think he's going to be by himself. And I was like, oh, dang, like, I wish I could, help you out and be up there. And then my game happened to get canceled.
Yep.
And I was like, well, I could go up there. And he's like, that's awesome. You should. He's like, I think Joe would really love it if you went up there. So
absolutely.
That's what I decided to do because our power went out at our school.
Well, our luck.
Yeah, right.
Our luck.
Obviously, I still ended up at a lacrosse field.
Right.
So
2 minutes left here.
yeah, good defense, good pressure. Keep that double team. Forced a bad pass.
She was not expecting that pass. How difficult is it on a multi-sport field like this to see the out-of-bounds lines? Or do you just know?
I think it's accidental trip right there. The lines are, as long as we just establish the lines, like I think it's okay. They do that in the captain's coaches meeting at the beginning of every game. But I do think it's harder to play on football fields. It is a little bit confusing.
Because of all the different...
Yeah, it is. Definitely. Especially this. There's a lot of different lines. Because like there's the boys' lines. And then before they had this, there used to be like, because it was grass before this, there was like soccer lines on here, lacrosse lines, football lines. I mean, there was everything.
Soccer's been over at the old
soccer
complex,
has that new complex, which is super nice. But I was shocked that they didn't put turf in that soccer field.
Yeah.
Do you like that?
No. So the reason they did that is actually for there's the houses all behind the complex, and they would have somewhere that they would have to drain to, and they don't have a place to drain it to, so they can't put in a turf field there.
I was super shocked by that. Like making a brand new beautiful complex and not putting turf when most schools are turf.
I would say that 10 out of 10 grass field is way better than a 10 out of 10 turf field.
Yeah.
But a 7 out of 10 turf field is way better than a 7 out of 10 grass field. And our grass field has been pretty rough. For the past couple years. It really hasn't been great. The seed didn't take, and there were some problems with the water actually had too much iron in it.
No way.
And so the grass didn't take well. There were so many different reasons, but this past season there was actually it came in pretty nice, and it did a pretty good job of holding up this past season, which was nice for the first time. But
so Ansley came out of her cage there, but little contact. I believe they I think he's giving a card on that. I want to say illegal contact maybe, or he was calling a check to the head. So even if the goalie comes out, they are still a player, no matter if they have a helmet on. They can still have check to the heads. So that was a good call by the officials there.
I'm actually surprised that
great clear.
There is less contact allowed on the women's lacrosse versus the men's lacrosse.
Yeah, the collegiate level, there's definitely a lot of contact. Like we end up with a lot of bruises. Don't get me wrong, but I think I think it's better to not have all the contact because I just think we have more like skill-ish. Like we can't just shove somebody like right now when she's going in to shoot, you can't just shove her to the ground like in the guys' game.
So for defending purposes, skill is.
I think it requires more footwork, more skill, things like that. But
it's
girls can definitely get aggressive. Don't get me wrong; they can really get aggressive.
Hear me out.
Yes.
Would you rather see someone with good footwork or someone get blown up? I don't know.
Viewing perspective, you probably want to get somebody blown up.
Exactly.
But, for me personally,
I
would like the good footwork. I don't want to get blown over.
Yeah, no, I get that.
There's definitely a lot more finesse and skill built into the women's contest.
Good save again there.
2 seconds, and we have come to the end. Sailors with an 11-4 victory, 2 in a row. That is a streak, something that the Sailors have been looking forward to for a very long time. 2 wins on the board for the season.
2-0 on this week.
Yep.
Yeah, they're going to keep fighting their way back, hopefully above 500.
Finishing the week very strong. So How would you classify this win? Pretty strong win for the Sailors?
Yeah, I think this is definitely something you could watch film on for sure. I think that they could learn from, watching their offense be a little jumbled in the beginning. I think they smoothed it out like towards the end of their play. They definitely capitalized, as you can tell that they scored a couple more up there. But I think this is definitely a good win to keep building off of, for sure.
Did you have fun?
Yeah, this was a lot of fun.
I bet you seemed like you were enjoying yourself up here with
good.
this. And again, you both very natural and did a fantastic job. So thank you for joining us up
thanks
here
for
in the
having
booth.
us.
We do have one more, at least one more lacrosse for the girls that we're going to be covering, but you probably will be busy with the lacrosse.
I know, we'll
somewhere,
probably
I'm
have a
guessing.
game, unfortunately. I'd love to come
you,
back.
If you don't, you are more than welcome to come back. We'd
Awesome.
love to have you here. So, Cohen, what did you think about all the extra work here?
Nothing I can't handle.
I knew that, absolutely. And, you guys had to babysit Nick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
just a
that
little
was
bit.
probably the
Yeah.
hardest part, honestly. The Greek was showing through a little strong, so we had to kick him off for the fourth quarter. You know.
Well done. You've handled it well. Cohen, with the intro outro, why don't you go ahead and sign us off for the night?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you joined us here for a good lacrosse game, and that's what you got. The Lady Sailors came out for a fight. They played a little touch and go here and there, but in the end they figured it out, taking home a strong victory. We had a lot of fun bringing it to you, and from Gabby, our expert, Joe Kanukin, Nick Davros, Kim Inkotis, and Cohen Holman. Have a good night.